The gate that unlocked a neighborhood's secrets. I never thought a simple gate would turn my life upside down. When I moved to Crystal Shore, all I wanted was peace. The lakefront property was everything I dreamed of: serene mornings with birdsong, a private view of the water, and enough distance from nosy neighbors to let me work from home in peace. I wasn't antisocial. I just liked my space. But all of that changed the moment the HOA, led by a woman named Elaine Gardner, decided they had a right to my property. It started with a knock. A Tuesday afternoon, sun slicing through my office blinds, I opened the door to see Elaine, Crystal Shore HOA president, standing on my porch with her arms crossed. Her pearls glinted under the sun. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. "Good afternoon, Elaine," I greeted her, trying to keep things cordial. "Something I can help you with?" "The board had an emergency meeting last night," she said without preamble. "It's about your new gate. You've blocked the lake path, and the board has voted unanimously you need to give us a key immediately." I blinked. "That path is on my land," I said carefully. "I double-checked the deed before installing the gate last year. There's no easement." Elaine didn't budge. "That path has been used by residents for decades. It's established use. We have bylaws to protect community access." "Yes," I said slowly, "for community property." "This isn't community property." My lawyer confirmed it. "I posted no trespassing signs. This isn't about community access. It's about people leaving trash on my lawn and treating my yard like a picnic ground." Her jaw tightened. "The board has ways of dealing with difficult homeowners. David Lane fought us over a backyard structure last year. Ended up with $110,000 in fines. Just hand over the key, and we'll let it go." A cold dread settled in my stomach. "I think we're done here," I said, handing her my lawyer's card. "You can contact him if you want to discuss this further." That night, at 11:30 p.m., my phone buzzed with a security alert. 3 figures, Elaine, HOA Treasurer Ron McAdams, and Maintenance Head Curtis Brooks, were at my back gate. Ron held what looked like bolt cutters. I hit record, then called the police. When Officer Harold arrived, he reviewed the footage and noted the damage to the padlock. "This is attempted breaking and entering," he said, filing a report. An hour later, Elaine returned with Ron in a silver SUV. "Officer, this is HOA property," she argued sweetly. "We were just checking for safety violations." "This land is private," the officer replied. "You were recorded trying to damage a lock on private property. That's criminal trespassing." The next morning, my inbox held 5 violation notices: unapproved hedge height, mailbox paint, a garden border, overuse of water, and unauthorized security measures. Each carried a $100 daily fine. I called my lawyer, Mark Darden. "This is retaliation," I told him. "Document everything," he said. "We may need it." The neighborhood app lit up next, an urgent alert accusing me of blocking historic lake access. A photo of my gate with a dramatic caption, "New resident destroys community tradition." Dozens of comments piled on. People I'd never met were calling me selfish, a newcomer with no respect for the neighborhood. Mark urged me to pull the official property survey. At the county office, a clerk looked up knowingly when I explained the situation. "You're not the first," she whispered. "This HOA's been trying to claim lakefront paths for years. Even tried altering the zoning maps once." She handed me my deed, tax records, and the survey. "See this line?" she said, pointing to the map. "The path's on your land. No easements." That afternoon, I came home to find my lock gone, replaced with a new one and a note: "Community access restored. Contact HOA for key." Furious, I called the police again. This time, Officer Thomas reviewed the scene. "You want to press charges?" he asked. "Yes. And I want a restraining order." That's when Grace, from the house next door, shuffled over. "I saw them," she whispered. "Cutting your lock." I recorded it. Birdcam caught the whole thing. Her video and her statement bolstered my report. The officers promised follow-up. Later that day, Ron called. "If you drop the charges," he said, "we'll forgive the gate issue." I refused. "You should think carefully," he warned. "Elaine's husband golfs with your boss." Now they were threatening my job. I bought a heavier lock, installed more cameras, and posted new signage warning of prosecution. That night, another HOA meeting popped up. Again, no formal notice. Grace texted me, worried. "They're planning something," she said. "I heard talk of a lien on your house." My blood ran cold. I called Mark and Officer Thomas. We met at the community center before the meeting. I brought everything: surveys, footage, photos. As we entered, the room fell silent. Over 50 neighbors filled the chairs. Elaine stood at the front with a slideshow. On the screen, my gate, circled in red like a crime scene. "This meeting is for homeowners in good standing," she announced. "I am a homeowner," I replied calmly. "And this is my attorney." Mark stepped forward. "This meeting violates your own bylaws, no proper notice. Any votes tonight are invalid." Officer Thomas added, "We're investigating vandalism and trespassing by board members. There's video, witness testimony, and damaged property." Gasps filled the room. As officers escorted Elaine and Ron outside for questioning, Grace slipped me a note. HOA budget. Lake access maintenance, $5,000 last year. But no maintenance was done. Where'd it go? That was the tipping point. The next morning, Grace called in a panic. "They're outside your house," she whispered. I peeked out. Elaine, Ron, Curtis, and 2 others stood blocking my driveway. "We're issuing a special assessment," Elaine snapped. "Due Friday. $500. Security related." I hit record on my phone. "This is targeted harassment," I said. At work, I struggled to focus. Then came the next surprise, another emergency HOA meeting. Only 4 approved residents. The agenda? A $115,000 lien on my home, based on violations dating back years, violations I'd never received. Grace confirmed it was all made up. Charts, forged warnings, fabricated history. I called Mark and Officer Thomas. We went straight to the meeting. Mark challenged the proceedings. I stood and addressed the crowd. "I'm not trying to block access," I said. "I'm defending my land. And your board has charged you for maintaining a path they don't own." Thomas confirmed it. "They added $50 to dues last year for that path," he said. "Where did it go?" Mark whispered, "That's fraud." Neighbors came forward, rejected fence permits unless they hired Curtis's company, arbitrary fines, threats. "This happens," Elaine yelled, "when outsiders move in." "I'm not an outsider," I replied. "I'm a neighbor, and I have the truth." Officer Thomas stepped forward again. "We found irregularities. If anyone else has concerns, now's the time." Grace, radiant with new courage, spoke up. "I've kept notes on every meeting for 5 years. Every time they overstepped, people clapped." That night, I felt something shift. The gate had been the catalyst, but now we were fighting for something far bigger. In court weeks later, as Elaine's lawyer tried to downplay everything, Mark unveiled the evidence. Promotional materials showing my property as community lake access, HOA payments to a fake company, Shoreline Maintenance LLC, which funneled money directly to Elaine's personal account. Over $127,000 stolen. No work done. Gasps filled the courtroom. "I had to pick up an extra shift just to afford those dues," Thomas said angrily during the recess. "They lied to us." The DA stepped in. Charges were filed: embezzlement, fraud, conspiracy. Elaine was arrested in court. That night, neighbors gathered. The administrator appointed to replace the board laid out the truth. Fake vendors, skimming from reserve funds, retaliation against dissenters. Thomas nominated Grace to the new board. An accountant volunteered to help. Outside, Detective Miles approached me. "We found a list in Elaine's home. A hit list. You were at the top. Plan: drown you in fines until you sold. Developer friend wanted your land." I shivered. "Why me? You have the largest lakefront lot." It was always about the land. Months passed. I testified before the city. The corruption extended to a councilman. More resignations followed. The FBI got involved. Back home, Crystal Shore changed. The community center got a new coat of paint. New rules required evidence for violations. Transparent financials. Vendor contracts rebid. I opened the gate that day, letting the spring breeze sweep through. The board approved my garden expansion. Grace brought over muffins. At the next HOA meeting, the new lake access plan was unveiled, better than my path ever was. Picnic tables. A fishing dock. Real community space. As I left the meeting, Detective Miles appeared again. "County zoning officials are next," he said. "We'd like you to speak with the FBI." I hesitated, then nodded. Some gates should stay closed. But that one? That gate had opened the door to justice. And I'd walk through it every single time.